6.
Tonight at 6, one person is dead. Another is recovering in a hospital after an early morning shooting in Buffalo's downtown entertainment district. Police say it happened just before 2:30 at West Chippewa and Pearl Streets. Officers say they found a man shot in the head. We're told he died at the scene. Another man was taken to ECMC and is stable. Detectives say the shooting appears to be targeted, and they are still going over surveillance video from the area. 2 guns and multiple shell casings, we're told, were recovered at the scene. Tonight, Buffalo police are also investigating another early morning shooting that sent 2 people to a hospital. Police say it happened around 3 in the morning on Lathar Street near Broadway after an alleged fight. 2 people were taken to ECMC. One is in critical condition. The other is stable. Detectives say they recovered evidence from the scene. Now, they haven't said yet what that evidence might be. Anyone with information can call Buffalo Police. And these stories are still developing at this hour. Be sure to stick with us as we bring you the latest developments on air and online at WGRZ.com. Turning now to a look at your forecast. Another cool and gloomy day all across western New York. We're going to take a live look right now outside in downtown Buffalo, where you can see those cloudy and gray skies around. Storm Team 2's Paul Hare is in the Weather Center with all the latest details on your forecast. Paul?
Hey, Courtney, that downtown shot, you still see it's light out. Obviously, when we join you tomorrow with those clocks going back overnight, it'll be a different story. We will not be looking at this exact same site. So join us then and we'll see what it looks like. Take a look at the temperatures as we fast forward. A little bit chilly as we go through the overnight. Temperatures in most areas in the mid 30s, and then fast forward tomorrow, most of us right around the mid 50s. Some areas in the southern tier a little bit closer to 50, but pretty much where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Satellite and radar doesn't show anything too significant happening, possibly some lake effect showers coming off the lake for areas of the southern tier as we go through the evening. But then we do have some high pressure that is building. That's going to make for a very nice day as we go through the day tomorrow. Future Look shows that. Again, there's some of those possible scattered showers coming off the lake for the southern tier, but the rest of us should be staying dry. And as we fast forward through Sunday, pretty much quiet. The next real weather maker that we're looking at is Monday, a cold front moving through that's going to bring us potentially some rain there. More on that in just a little bit. So quiet for now. Again, chilly tonight, but calm. Mostly sunny tomorrow, so good news right there. But then an unsettled stretch. It looks like we're going to see some showers potentially and some gusty winds Monday, and then Wednesday through the weekend, some rain returns. Courtney, all the full forecast details a little bit later.
All right, Paul, thank you. As the government shutdown drags into day 32, millions of Americans have lost SNAP benefits. That program provides food stamp assistance to roughly 42 million people. 2 federal judges have ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds to provide at least partial food stamp benefits to those who are impacted by this. Now, while this situation plays out in courts, those most vulnerable are stuck. Here in Western New York, some programs are stepping up to help. The Elmwood Village Farmers Market announced the extension of the Double Up Food Bucks New York program. This program doubles SNAP dollars spent on fresh fruits and also fresh veggies. Instead of ending on October 1st, it'll now run through the end of November, giving more families access to fresh and local produce.
It's designed to be able to maximize the dollar. You come here and you think that everything might be a little more fancy and expensive because it is farm to table, and this makes it accessible to low-income families.
At the end of the day, we know we're facing a lot of uncertainty. We're facing a lot of issues around what services are available and what are not available given the government shutdown, but we're happy here to announce that we're going to extend this for another month. And we're going to make it so that people can feel a little more assured that they're going to be their dollar is going to stretch a little bit further with this program. And really, if it wasn't for a space like this and a program like this, the food insecurity problem would be all the more devastating.
The Elmwood Village Farmers Market is open every Saturday from 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, rain or shine, with nearly 40 local vendors through November 29th. Tops Friendly Markets is also helping those impacted by the potential pause in benefits Little brown bags of hope are officially on sale. It's all part of our annual Food to Families drive, which is happening next month in partnership with Tops and Feed More Western New York. Each bag contains nutritious, non-perishable food items, which will go directly to Feed More starting as early as next week. They are available through Christmas Eve with a $5, $10, or $20 donation at the register. And there are just 3 days left until the November 4th general election, and the push to get voters to the polls is amping up. Leaders from both the Democratic and Republican parties are talking with voters and candidates as they do make their final pitches. Both sides are focused on support and highlighting the importance of local races. To your sides, Alyssa Clausell is joining us now in the studio with more on the story. Alyssa?
Yeah, hey there, Courtney. Early voting is now in its final weekend, with polls closing on Sunday before reopening again for Election Day on Tuesday. And for candidates in Erie County, that means it's about time to make, again, their last pitch to those voters. One of the most watched races is in Buffalo this year for the race to become mayor of the city of Buffalo. On the ballot, Democratic nominee State Senator Sean Ryan, former Erie County Assistant District Attorney James Gardner as the Republican, and Buffalo Reuse Action founder Michael Gaynor as the independent. Today, Governor Kathy Hochul was in Buffalo campaigning for Ryan as the Democratic Party works to boost their turnout. Meanwhile, Erie County Republicans continue to rally behind Gardner and other GOP candidates across the county as Election Day approaches.
Please get your friends, your neighbors, and get them out to vote. Early voting's 9 to 5 today and tomorrow, any of the locations across the county. We need you.
There's only 2 days left to vote early. Election day is on Tuesday, and it's going to be a low turnout election. So the hand-to-hand contact with voters is so key, and we're going to leave here and get back to trying to get every last voter out to the polls.
The Erie County Board of Elections says more than 32,000 ballots have been cast so far in early voting, including over 7,000 from Buffalo voters. Now, voters have until 6 p.m. Sunday to cast those final early ballots, and then you can vote again on Election Day. On your side, Alyssa Clausell, Channel 2 News.
All right. Thanks, Alyssa. And with Election Day just around the corner, be sure to check out our Race to City Hall special. Two in your sides, Nate Benson sat down with all the Buffalo mayoral candidates to learn more about their visions for the city. You can watch that right now on WGRZ Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free. And coming up tonight at 11, we'll also be hearing more from all of the candidates running for Hamburg Town Supervisor. Next at 6, the White House could soon decide whether to send long-range missiles to Ukraine. Why the move is stirring debate over U.S. military stockpiles. That's coming up next. But first, we do want to share this exciting news because we do have some exciting news to share. Channel 2 is expanding on WGRZ Plus starting Monday. We will be bringing you more live local headlines, weather, and sports at noon and 6:30. Our extended coverage begins Monday on WGRZ Plus. Once again, download on your TV. Watch for free. The Pentagon has given the White House the okay to give Ukraine long-range Tomahawk missiles. Now it's up to President Donald Trump. Earlier this month, he said he didn't want to send the missiles because it could negatively affect U.S. stockpiles. Melissa Bell has more from Paris.
The Pentagon's given the White House its green light for giving Kyiv Tomahawk missiles, saying that this would not damage U.S. stockpiles. It was last month when President Zelensky had visited Washington and gone home empty-handed that there'd been a lot of surprise at the fact that President Trump should announce that, contrary to what he'd been saying before, he would not be providing Ukraine with Tomahawks because of that fear of U.S. stockpiles being damaged. Now, still, even with this Pentagon green light, of course, the decision remains President Trump. And there is some indication that his wariness with Russia is growing more intense. We saw for the first time last month him slap sanctions on Russian oil firms, given his frustration with the lack of progress that Russians have been making towards starting peace talks. The question now, whether he will move that step further and authorize those Tomahawks that the Ukrainians have been asking for some time. They believe that this could play a significant part in furthering their strategy of taking on oil and energy installations in Russia. There's been a spike, record high gas prices as a result of some of those strikes. They believe that this not only helps prevent Russia from funding, from feeding its war effort, but also brings some more pain of the war to Russians as well. The point of the Tomahawk, says President Zelensky, would be to level the playing field to get a fairer deal ahead of the end of the war.
And that was Melissa Bell reporting. Now here's a live look over downtown Buffalo. Your forecast with Paul is next, right here on Channel 2 News at 6. Oh, nice fall day out there today. Yeah, sure. Kind of, just a little gloomy.
Yeah, a little, but the sun was out in a lot of areas for much of the day.
It was.
When I was driving downtown, I mean, it was like bright sun. I needed sunglasses, I needed the visor.
And I heard that tomorrow is going to be good for the Bills game. We like to hear that. Bills fans like to hear that.
A little unsettled, though, as we go through parts of this upcoming week, though. But I suppose that's normal for this time of year.
This time of year.
You never know what you're going to get. A little bit of rain, a little bit of wind.
Everything.
Every day is a little bit different. So take a look right now at the satellite and radar. Again, we still have a couple of these lake effect showers coming off of Lake Erie for portions of the southern tier. But as we go through the evening and the overnight, those are supposed to be tapering off. Take a look look here on Future Look, you'll see that. So again, through the evening here, some of those very scattered showers shouldn't really be reaching the Buffalo area, but possibly a raindrop here or there. We have high pressure building through the day on Sunday, so it looks like everything is going to be pretty quiet right here. A mix of sun and clouds, more sun than clouds though, so that's good. And then fast forward here into Monday. And it looks like we have our cold front moving through, bringing us some clouds, some gusty winds, and also chances for some precipitation. Some of the models show some of this rain moving a little bit more into the area, as much of it is passing by to the north. So something we're definitely going to be keeping our eye on. So precipitation chances, of course, in the forecast for Monday. It looks like Tuesday then a little bit quiet, but then later in the week we do have some returning chances for some rain. So wind gusts, not really dealing with any of that right now, but when that cold front moves through, by the time we get to Monday, we could be seeing wind gusts close to 40 miles an hour, and those wind gusts will at least stick around until the first part of Tuesday then. What's it look like for the entire week ahead in terms of rainfall? Again, quiet for now, but Monday we have those chances. Looks like Monday night into Tuesday, things pretty much quiet down. Wednesday, those rain chances return. They linger into Thursday, and unfortunately, it looks like those rain chances remain for Friday and even into the first part of the weekend as well. So a little bit of an unsettled week ahead. We're supposed to be in the low 50s for our normal daytime highs. So a little bit of a roller coaster right here, pretty close to where we're supposed to be for Sunday and Monday. A little bit of a warm up there for Tuesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, as we move towards the weekend, temperatures a few degrees below normal with highs in the upper 40s. So of course tonight overnight we are changing those clocks back an hour. So tonight the sunset was at 6:07. Before we talked about how tomorrow at this time that sky cam shot is going to be looking a lot different. Tomorrow the sunset at 5:06, and obviously those days keep getting shorter and shorter. The earliest sunset time that we actually have is December 2nd at 4:41 p.m. It stays 4:41 p.m. for about 2 weeks or so, and then the sunset time finally starts getting a little bit later as we move through the winter, of course. 33 degrees tonight, mostly clear, chance of showers primarily for portions of the southern tier. Again, we start tomorrow in the morning, pretty crisp, 33 degrees, 54 mostly sunny. So yeah, a very, very nice day here in western New York. 42 degrees as we go overnight Sunday into Monday, and then the 7 days ahead. We have a whole lot of raindrops here, but Sunday really nice. Monday, again, we have that rain in the forecast, about a 50-50 chance at this point. Something we'll certainly update you on, and definitely a little bit breezy. That breeze continues into Tuesday, but Tuesday not all that bad and a little bit warmer. Those rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday into the weekend right here. And again, look at some of these overnight lows. Not too bad, pretty much where we're supposed to be, but some of our overnight lows for the week in the upper 30s. All in all, though, temperatures close to 50 degrees, if not a few degrees above that. All right, sports is next. Jonathan, what do we have?
Hey, Paul, Bills Chiefs this weekend, an electric rivalry that usually comes down to the very end. Why Bills players are not expecting that to change tomorrow. Plus, a big win for UB on the road and a look ahead to tonight's Sabres game as well as World Series Game 7. That's all next in sports.
This is the Two on Your Side Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo Sports Desk.
The Bills and Chiefs are used to meeting in either the postseason or with #1 seed implications in the regular season. This year, the two teams meet down the pecking order a bit, with neither team even leading its own division. That, though, not taking the shine away from this edition of the Buffalo-Kansas City rivalry. The two teams meet Sunday for the 10th time in the Allen Mahomes era. The Bills 4-5 in the past 9 meetings, taking the last 4 in the regular season, but as you all know by now, the Chiefs winning the last 4 meetings in the postseason. Regardless of who comes out on top, these games have consistently been thrillers decided by one score, one play here or there. Both sides of the ball for the Bills know that's likely to be the case yet again on Sunday.
Anytime you're playing against a good team and a good quarterback, you have to play at the top of your game in order to win a football game. So again, not that you don't go out there and try to play your best all the time. There is a heightened sense of awareness to that, of understanding who's on the other side of the football.
It's gonna be a 12-round match, you know, and so there's gonna be jabs left and right, and we're gonna have to keep trying to counter. They're gonna try to counter, and you know, we're excited about the opportunity.
2 roster notes today for the Bills: elevating defensive tackle Fedarian Mathis and corner Dane Jackson from the practice squad. The move comes with Ed Oliver out for a significant portion of the season, and corner Taron Johnson questionable ahead of tomorrow's game. UB on the road on this college football Saturday, week 10 already of the season. And it took the Bulls to visit Bowling Green, where a little bit of NCAA history was made. Bulls up 14-0 already. The defense creating a takeaway in prime territory. Red Murdoch punching out the football on this play, with that becoming the NCAA's all-time FBS leader in forced fumbles with 17. The guy passed a fellow Bull in UB legend Khalil Mack. That would set up a short TD pass from Taquan Roberson. Bulls led 21-0 at the break, and the dagger quickly comes in the third quarter. Victor Snow back to receive the punt, and Bowling Green not ready for this snowstorm. 65-yard house call. UB thrashes Bowling Green 28-3 on the road as the Bulls improve to 5-4 on the season. The Sabres back at home tonight, and when they host the Capitals at KeyBank Center, surely on the minds of Lindy Ruff's players will be finding a way to put an end to this overtime losing streak. Yes, the Sabres have picked up points in 7 of their last 8 games, but the last 3 games, the team has traded 2 points for just 1, dropping each of the last 3 in overtime, all by a 4-3 final score. The last one came Thursday night in Boston. Fortunately for the Sabres, they're back at home tonight, a place where they've earned all 4 wins that they have on the season so far. Puck drop tonight against Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals, coming up at 7 p.m. And finally, the MLB season comes down to 1 game tonight, and the 2 best words in sports: Game 7. The Dodgers taking Game 6 over the Blue Jays by a 3-1 final last night on this wild double play to end the game. That forced tonight's winner-take-all Game 7, which gets underway at Rogers Center in downtown Toronto at 8 p.m. And that's it for your look at sports. We're back to wrap up Channel 2 News right after this break.
One of several remaining working church dials in Buffalo will have to be set back manually this weekend for daylight saving time. This is the clock tower at Corpus Christi Church in the city of Buffalo. Martin Editor climbs up into these towers twice a year to set time by hand. He's been maintaining the clock for more than 20 years, driven by this: preserving history.
It's our history, it's our heritage, and why not? If the clocks are functioning, the bells are ringing, it tells the community that something is going on here.
So this clock is around 80 years old.